Burning Eyes Entertainment presents The H Guys in Celestial Crossing with special guest Nat 20.
She's still staring at me and blinking.
It's disturbing that the only animation in this game is the blinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That makes it
something.
worse.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Nah. I was about to try and defend it, and then I realized I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Ah, fucking. My apartment's falling apart around me. I can't cook noodles. Stop it.
No.
Stop fondling
No.
Joseph Joestar. You should
If I-
watch
if I-
JoJo. There's still a
I'll
good
get there.
two
I'll get there.
There are still a good 2 or 3 blocks before we make it home, and I have no idea how to entertain her.
Carrier bags.
Yeah. Those look heavy. I could carry them for you if you want.
Oh, sure.
She looks pleasantly surprised at my offer, and I feel an unfamiliar surge of self-confidence, and my dick gets bigger. I reach out and
grew 3 sizes that day.
take hold of the groceries. They're a little heavier than I anticipated, but I force my muscles to relax and not look like I'm straining too hard to carry them.
God, this guy's a fucking wimp.
I ask the question before I really think about it. What'd you get?
You're being unusually assertive today.
Not assertive, insertive.
Ah.
That's for later. She looks quietly amused for a minute, like she's laughing at some inner joke before casually moving on.
I bought some extra things to make your favorite, beef stew.
My favorite. Mika rolls her eyes.
Yes, your favorite. It's been a while since I cooked for you last, hasn't it?
I love
Oh.
beef stew.
A warm feeling rises in my chest, and I look down at her. Cooking for a guy is a girlfriend thing, isn't it?
Don't read too much into this, dude.
And let's
She
face
feels
it.
bad for you, it's pretty clear.
And let's face it, you could use some extra calories. When was the last time you ate something that didn't come from a styrofoam cup?
I'm not gonna answer
You're
that.
eating the ramen that comes in a styrofoam cup.
You have issues.
They're bad on a
Issues.
few things.
Yeah.
Like the fact that styrofoam is never going away.
Nope.
The warm feeling drops back down to my stomach where it belongs.
I'll be honest.
Snowball's chance in hell, remember?
I agreed with you earlier because I didn't want to cause an argument, Nat 20.
Mhm.
But I actually think that the ramen that comes in the styrofoam cup is worse than the kind that comes in the little plastic bag.
No. I'm talking about, like, just that particular brand
Oh, okay.
is
Yeah.
terrible.
But yeah,
No, both the one that comes
Both
in the cup.
We reach
yeah.
the apartment.
Anyway.
You want to go for the kind that comes in the plastic
We
bowl.
reach
Yeah.
the
That's
apartment and head up to the 3rd floor where we live. I start puffing by the 2nd landing, but if she notices, she's kind enough to pretend not
I
to.
start puffing.
Thanks for your help, Hikaru-kun. I'll come over later when food's ready, okay?
She takes the bags from me, and her fingers accidentally brush against mine.
Oh god, that means she
oh,
loves
no.
The innocent contact sends a shiver through me, and by the time she smiles sweetly and thanks, I'm ready to flee back to the lonely, quiet lair I call home.
you. To masturbate furiously.
I unlock and enter the apartment, placing my shoes on the rack by the door. That's
This
okay.
is, like, really nice for...
Home sweet home.
Yeah.
My voice
I like
sounds
the-
small and depressed.
I like the beanbag chair.
Time to log some hours into Celestial Crossing before anything else happens to remind me how pathetic I am. That's how I feel when I play MMOs.
Time to log some hours into this MMO before I feel pathetic.
Not
I don't
that
think
many
that's-
hours before that
I
happens.
don't think that's happening, dude.
Hours later, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Mika's beef stew is a distant memory now, and the empty dishes are stacked on top of the incomplete homework assignment I should really get started on.
But I won't.
I glance at the clock and realize it's already midnight. Crap, I'm gonna fall asleep in class again. It's hard to feel upset about it while staring at Neroth's character screen where the word Max stares at me in big green letters over the player level. Happy that I've achieved my goals for the day, I save and log off. I realize belatedly that I'm still wearing my uniform when I topple on top of the covers to get some shut-eye. Screw it.
That shit's gonna smell like dick tomorrow.
Agano-sensei will overlook a wrinkled uniform if she can get me to stay awake the whole day for once. With that final thought in my mind, I feel myself drift peacefully into slumber. My dreams decide to pick up right where they left off.
You better be okay now, useless.
That's his name now.
Yeah.
Instead of reacting to the new nickname, I'm pretty sure I've earned it by this point. I place a hand on the fully healed wound above my stomach. Her eyes are back now.
Yay!
that was
was
my last.
creepy.
That was my last healing spell. So if we get mortally injured by the lich, we're shit out of luck.
I mean,
And
think
dead.
about night elves. They kind of sometimes just don't have pupils, right?
Yeah.
They usually don't have pupils.
Yeah.
No
Night elves.
tieflings though.
They have...
No, get your D&D out of my Warcraft.
Never.
Yeah, don't mix something so pure with something as terrible as Warcraft.
Okay. All right. That's a fair
Hey.
point.
You should be more respectful to Dungeons and Dragons.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
She delivers a quick, perfunctory smack to my shoulder and sneers.
Don't make me regret it.
She shoulders her weapon and leads the way towards a set of stairs that spiral down to the lower level of the keep.
It should tell you something about World of Warcraft. that I describe Dungeons and Dragons as comparatively pure,
Yeah.
despite the fact that the Book of Erotic Fantasy exists.
I was just going to say, despite the fact that it's basically the basis for every other thing, and therefore is not pure, it is like a distillation of many different fantasies all at once.
True.
I follow, wondering why the layout of the corridor feels so hauntingly familiar. It's because you're playing the game in your dream, you idiot. It hit me that I'm dreaming. I'm lucid. God, I wish I could lucid dream. This is definitely a dream.
I mean, I know rituals that can help you.
No, never mind.
It's
As we
terrifying.
continue to trek downward, the details come to me slowly, as if I were dragging a waterlogged boat up the bottom of a lake.
That's descriptive.
We enter a short, dark corridor that ends in a portal swirling purple energy.
We're not going to draw that, though.
Nearith approaches it fearlessly, even as the final piece snaps into place within my memory. Game. I'm in the game. This is the final level of the Lich Lord's Keep, right before the boss, which means we're about to walk through the portal, right into a veritable minefield of magical traps. Nearith is almost within reach, and she gives me a strange look as the two of us pass through the portal. There's no turning back now, and if either of us takes another step, we're going to end up as a smear of charcoal on the floor.
That sounds fun. Pull Nearith back, get all fucking handsy with her, dude.
I reach out in a blind panic and snatch at Nearith's arm, ready to yank her out of harm's way. Nearith, however, is having none of it. Not used to being manhandled, she fights against my grip, squawking in outrage.
Hands off, useless!
I fail to take into account how much stronger than me she is. With a final triumphant jerk,
I come everywhere.
she shakes me off, and the moment carries her that last fateful step into the hallway.
Whoops.
We both freeze as the ominous click of a trap triggering. Flames and dark magic shoot out from every conceivable surface, blinding
Game
us.
over.
Echoing laughter is the last thing we hear as the corridor goes black. We don't even have time to scream.
Whoops.
I wake up, gasping like a fish out of water. I can still taste smoke in my mouth, feel magic tendrils crawling along my skin. And then I feel the unmistakable prick of a sharp metal edge against my throat.
Uh-oh.
What have you done?
Attached to the blade is a shaky purplish-gray arm. Attached to that arm is one seriously pissed off elven warlock. Also, she has too many knives to be a proper warlock.
Yeah.
I want to shake my head.
It depends on your definition of war. Is she a warlock in that she is
D&D.
someone... Is she a D&D style warlock?
Warcraft.
Yeah, is she a Warcraft style warlock, which means she is a wizard who has pacted to a demon? Or
You're putting too much thought into this, Gambit.
Is she a...
I want to shake my head in disbelief.
a D&D style warlock, which means she is a warrior wizard.
I want to shake my head in disbelief, realizing that D&D is a better game. But even my shocked mind
Easily.
realizes that I don't want to accidentally decapitate myself. In Bakana! Masaka! My mind screams. I'm still dreaming. I have to be. But I don't flatter myself that my imagination could come up with these kinds of
Well,
details.
come on, you should have more self-confidence than that.
That
dude.
way, her badly singed clothes are hanging from her body in tatters, barely concealing the important bits, like her brain, and still smoking from the fires in the dream. The way her eyes dart around the room like a cornered animal. I'm about to ask her how she, a character I created in it for a fictional video game, came to be standing in my bedroom when she suddenly speaks, beating me to the punch.
Send me back right now, or I swear I will gut you where you stand.
Her throat... Oh, look, an achievement. You
Unexpected guess.
can't see that, people at home, but we got an achievement.
The image for it is her looking sultry at us.
Okay, her throat echoes... Her threat, not throat. Her threat echoes throughout the silence of the apartment.
I have actually often thought what it would be like to meet one of my D&D characters.
Oh, they'd fucking hate me.
Yeah, I can probably say without a doubt that Jack, who is my changeling elf little warlock guy, he'd probably like me, because we're both kind of like scholarly types.
I was going to say losers.
And losers.
Aw.
I love you, I'm just... being
Actually,
like-
I'm probably stronger than he is, because I specifically built him to
definitely.
not be like an athlete
He's
at
got
all.
like one strength.
He's just got a lot of magic
A
power.
slightly historical laugh bubbles up. I just want to keep it going a little bit.
Alright.
But I managed to quash it before I can piss off the elf any further. Tell us about your elf, though.
Well, Jack is like a weak wizard type. Arjani, on the other hand, would probably think that I was a total fucking pussy, because Arjani is a grizzled general. He's my paladin, and he's like a grizzled former general with a greatsword, and he would think I was a total pussy.
Most of my characters are generally either neutralish or, good enough that they just sort of be like, you're a guy. Except the one that wants to kill everybody.
Well,
Not
I
out of
mean-
malice, but because he thinks it's such a good idea for everyone to be dead.
Yes, Halatamore.
I probably mispronounced it anyway when I made it. I realize I need to defuse the situation, preferably before something messy happens, like my pants, and open my mouth to speak. Well, I'm not really standing, so my voice comes out in a weak, whimpery tone. Well, I'm not really standing, so my voice comes out in a weak, whimpery tone that would be embarrassing if I wasn't completely scared shitless.
Oh.
Literally, I just
Shit my pants.
everywhere.
Oh, my mistake. Maybe I'll just disembowel you and
Well,
wear
the
your
bowels
innards
are
as
already
a
clean.
necklace instead.
I feel my skin go cold at the deadly promise in her eyes. She applies pressure to the blade at my throat, but not actually enough to break the skin yet. I chose my next words carefully, since I know there's a good likelihood they could be my last.
I don't know. It's up to you. None of us
Situation
have played this
calmly.
game before, so
Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't care. Okay, I know you have no reason to believe me since my life is on the line, but I swear I have no idea how you got here. Nira's eyes narrow into angry slits and she makes a noise at me that could only be described as a hiss. As I was asleep in my dream, we were in the Lich Lord's keep, we set off a trap, and now you're here somehow.
A dream? You expect me to believe that?
Yes, her arm tenses, and I half expect her to lop my head off just out of spite. Consequence and lack of answers be damned.
You think I can't recognize evil magic when I see it?
Yes, I didn't stat you for magic identification. Well,
Huh.
look around. Does any of this stuff look familiar to you? If I had something against you, wouldn't I kill you outright? If I was trying to trap you here, why would I place myself in the swinging range of your sword? Neareth continues to glare, but the tip of the weapon wavers against my skin. Thank Kami. Okay. That's a weird... That feels
Which
like a
one?
translation error.
which
Thank-
Kami?
The Kami from fucking Dragon Ball. Thank
Ah.
Kami. Logic is winning. From what I can guess, you've somehow crossed over from your game into my world. Her sword arm drops completely at my words. She frowns in consternation, but the wind seems to have gone out of her sails. Feeling a little safer, I finally stopped fighting my gaze from straying downward.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And in my world, women usually wear more clothes. This non sequitur is apparently... It's not really a non sequitur. It's actually relevant. Is apparently just a push too far.
Fucking shit!
Oh. With a wild swing, Neerith demolishes the wooden headboard of my bed, taking off a good-sized chunk of mattress with it. Before I can so much as squeak, she takes out the chair in front of my desk next, roasting it to a cinder with her magic, which I'm alarmed to note works just fine in the real world. Scared that I might get caught on an unlucky backswing, either by design or accident, I force myself to speak once more. Send you back as soon as I can figure out how, I swear! This finally gets her attention. Either that or she's worked through her anger enough to hear her reason again. She looks up and clenches her jaw. Beneath her bluster, I can see that she's uneasy. Easy to take advantage. I wouldn't go so far as to call her scared, but she definitely looks uncertain. We'll figure this out, okay? If you were able to come here, there should be a way back too, right? That's not how that works.
Nope.
I wait until she nods once, gruffly. Good. In the meantime, you can stay here with me.
If this knife was able to kill my neighbor, then obviously this knife should be able to bring her back, right?
Yes. No? What? She gives
Don't
me a
worry about
hard,
it.
condescending look. You know there's such things as one-way tickets. Hard, condescending look that makes it clear this was never in question. In one smooth movement, she sheaths her weapon and takes a seat on the partially destroyed bed next to me.
Fine, I believe you.
Suck my dick. She crosses her arms
My
huffily.
lady dick.
No, just the regular dick. Her arms huffily, looking extremely put out. The action draws my attention down to her chest, unfortunately, and I look away with a blush. Good, so I'll just find you some clothes to wear and...
Don't be an idiot. Where can I get some replacement armor?
Huh? There's no armor here. I mean, people don't wear armor in this world unless it's cosplay or something. Even then, it's cheap, flimsy material that only meant to look good. What are you doing?
That's not entirely accurate. I mean, we have bulletproof vests and stuff like that.
But not armor. Well, whatever.
Uh,
And near the strides, not medieval armor, strides confidently to the sliding glass door that leads to my apartment's balcony before I even finish speaking. She steps out and leans over the railing, looking at the ground below.
Where do those lead?
She points at the other balconies lining the side of the apartment building. I blink in confusion. What is she planning exactly? Can it wait until morning? Those glass doors lead to other people's apartments, their homes like this one. She nods curtly, seeming to come to a decision. This is all the warning I get before she launches herself over the side of the railing onto one of the balconies adjacent to mine.